Hey guys, HerbQuest here, jumping straight into the video with some live commentary. We've got some rather exciting footage today lined up just for you. Alright guys, coming in, just got the pet. I literally just logged in and did one run, and right there is the pet already. Just showed up right out of nowhere. You have a funny feeling you're being followed. I had even clicked the next one like right as I picked it, and it just popped right in. Wow, the hunter grind is already over. Kind of sad. I thought I'd be doing this for a while, but for the XP, I stopped hunting black chins at around 99 hunter, and I got up to 16 mil hunter on my road to the Irby pet. So roughly 3 mil XP, a little bit less. See you guys in the next clip. So after I got the pet, I still need the fossils to charge the shield. So I figured that leaves me with three main options for doing that. Firstly, the boss that killed a friend. Secondly, these mushrooms that I'm killing now that I decided on. And thirdly, the underwater activities. I categorize that all as one place, even though there's a whole range of things to do down there. But I decided to go with the mutated zygomites, or ancient zygomites as they're called here, just to see what their drop table was. I got excited at first when I found out that they dropped cosmic runes, and while I was here I decided to read over some comments, and I saw that there was a suggestion to do a short little guide on the Wyvern shield, and I decided that I'll see if I can do that before the update hits tomorrow, where you can charge it with Numulite, because after tomorrow's update hits, you'll be able to charge it with the Numulite, and a lot more people will be able to use it and make videos on it, etc. So I figured I'd grind out some fossils and get a few charges in it so I can test it out early for you guys. I also completed the Varrock Museum Kudos up until and past the point where I unlocked the new mining method, so I plan on testing that in the near future as well. So, you just got a Wyvern Visage. You pick it up, it's in your inventory. It's worth multiple millions. You go to toss it in the GE, but no one wants to buy just the plain Visage. They want the Wyvern Shield. So in order to sell this thing, you're going to need to combine it somehow. So if you're hyped like most people are, you'll head immediately over to the Varrock Anvils, and maybe even call a clan member or two. Go to use it on the anvil, and you find out that you're doing it wrong. And it says perhaps some of the magic apparatus on Fossil Island can help you join these two items. Then you realize, oh, you can't just smith it on any anvil. How is this done? So what you'll want to do is bring the Wyvern Visage and the Elemental Shield over to this house on Fossil Island, and simply use the Visage or Visage, however you'd like to pronounce it, on the machine, and you get a nice XP drop, and it turns into a beautiful Wyvern shield. Then the next step is charging it, because unlike the Dragonfire shield that my friend is wearing here, it is not charged on Dragonfire, nor is it charged on Wyvern Breath. The thing that you use to charge it is actually fossils. And following tomorrow's update, on Thursday, September 14th, you'll be able to charge it with Numulite, the little currency that you get here, which should make the Numulite rise in price. But what are the effects of charging it? Well, for one, it gives a lot better stats, particularly melee defenses. It doesn't give as good range defenses because they are keeping intact with the combat triangle, and range is always strong against magic, but it is a decent defensive shield for magic. As for the special attack, here's a few clips of me messing around in Clan Wars after I managed to get some extra fossils to charge it with. I would have had this video out a bit earlier, but I was a little selfish and wanted to complete as many fossilized structures in the Varrock Museum without wasting too many fossils. So what I did is I grinded Fossil Island activities, particularly the Hunter activity, all the way up until I got the Herblore pet even, in order to fill all the fossil cases down here, or at least the easier to fill ones, like all the small cases. And the XP lamps I got from them were pretty decent, really. There's still nothing to do with the rare fossils yet, but they are rare and pretty hard to come by. I know those things mean the same thing, but at any rate, they are rare, so I didn't want to just sort of blow them on the shield since the Numulite thing is coming out tomorrow, and I ended up filling up all the small cases. Skipping ahead here to where I'm in robes and filling in the last few cases. And now I'm able to use some of my extra fossils on charging the new shield so that I can go over to Clan Wars and test it out to see what it can do. So the first thing you'll want to do is get some of your extra fossils. I'm not sure whether they need to be cleaned or not, and simply go to your equipment section, right click on the shield, and click operate. The fossils I used were clean, but you might be able to use unidentified as well, and tomorrow you will be able to use Numulite. Once you find a target, you can simply right click the shield and hit operate, and then attack your target. This is a sort of a clip of how not to do it, because I attack the target first and then operate the shield. You can start the hit with operating the shield. Also, the interface is a little bit glitchy there if you're attacking and you right click the shield as you're attacking. I see that as being somewhat problematic for PvP situations. And then it freezes the target, and I think the recharge time needs buffed because it's like 5 minutes for a recharge. So skip ahead to the next spec, and this is where I learned that you can hit operate and then hit attack, because right here I hit attack and I move my mouse over to hit operate, but I'm already performing the special attack, so that's what I was talking about earlier. And then the hit is a 10, which is still a freeze though. It's a very good defensive freeze in PvP. I think the best use for this shield would probably be Black Chinchampas. Then coming in again with another spec, and it's a second 10. skipping ahead. Here's what the defensive and offensive bonuses look like without it charged, by the way. I'm not sure what it is charged, but I'm sure the wiki says. And the dev blog, of course, as well, and the updates. And coming in with the last spec of the shield. And it's a splash, but it still freezes because it still hit a 0. So I'm not sure if it's 100% freeze or not. And as for the hits, it's pretty sporadic. I don't know if it'll hit more if the shield is charged more. I know it has better defenses if the shield is charged more. Next video I'll have to take this down to Wyverns and see how it goes down there, if it protects against the Wyvern breath any better. But as for PvP, maybe some tank peers will find this useful, especially as a freeze that doesn't require magic. But other than that, I really think that the special attack on this shield needs some sort of buff, because Wyvern Breath is pretty OP if you don't have a Mind Shield or Elemental Shield, and I think that should apply to PvP situations. I think the shield should have a max hit of around a 60-ish. It should be pretty overpowered, in my opinion. But it does have decent magic bonuses, so maybe they didn't want the special attack to be too overpowered, but I think it could deal with being slightly buffed. It could also just be because that guy was in Void. I'll have to get more charges and do some more fiddling around with it in the near future, but this is what I have for the time being. And until next time, guys, peace. And I think pretty soon I'm going to start on those 2 audiobooks from Fossil Island and see if I can get those out there before the start of the Deadman Mode tournament, which is coming this Monday, right after the weekend. So I'll see you guys with those audiobooks and then with some Deadman Mode content. Big tournament, $20,000 grand prize, whole new rules for the end, and then Deadman Seasonals right after. It's gonna be a busy month.